This day will not be possible unless so many of you who love me, who have been on this journey with me, who has supported me, who has taken this work out into the world, who has given the books and the cards to people, who has answered so many questions that people actually put to you. Sometimes you didn't know those answers, and yet you tried your best to invite people that just try out the book, talking to the book, talking to the cards, and see if anything shifts in your life. Most of the time we have given away the books free, and sometimes we have sold the books for 100 rupees. So if anyone ever made an investment, it would be just the 100 rupees or maybe another postage of 50, 60 rupees. We didn't ask anything from you much to try out this book or the card, and whatever the little feedback that we got from people, it was overwhelming. I do not say that 100% of the people said that thank you for giving us the book or giving us the card. But I would say more than 60% of the people said thank you, and we want to give this book and this card to other people. So many of you who are here have been with me on this journey for many years. During the time we were trying to free the soul, during the time we were gathering our numbers, during the time we were trying to complete the work that God wanted to complete. And finally, in August 2023, we completed the work that God wanted, and because of which He came to this universe. He said the souls are now free to go back home if they want to. So those who wanted to go back, some of them have gone back, some of them are waiting for their human incarnations to die, and then they will go back. So today our work has moved into a different direction. While God is here, God said that I will give some relief. God did not say enlightenment. God said, I will give some relief to the humans. Why God did not say 100% relief? Because your mind, your body, and your storyline, all three belongs to the King. It is under the control of the King. And God does not use power over anyone. God does not use strength over anyone. God is so gentle, so allowing that almost I had a problem in trying to understand that am I really working with God or someone who was lesser than the King? I waited for so many years that someday God would bulldoze every firewall that the king was bringing up, but that day never happened. But I also saw that every time God stepped back because of the firewalls, God came back from a different direction, and eventually we had a number called 300 of those participants, most of whom who are here today. And then this work started moving in a very fast paced, and within 2 years we completed the work that God had come here to do. This work will not, whatever we did then, will not make any sense to people who were not with us then. Talking about them is useless because they do not concern us anymore. What does concern us today is our pain and our suffering. Every human being suffers physically, emotionally, psychologically, and socially. No one can deny suffering. No one can stop suffering. The only people who do not suffer are the ones who became enlightened. But their number are hardly worth mentioning. Even if anyone gives you the complete understanding of whatever spirituality is, whatever religion is, it doesn't free you from suffering. Then they say you have to practice. No one says for how many years, no one says to what extent, because no one knows. Even those who became enlightened, many of them did not become enlightened because of what they started teaching their disciples and their followers. Look into most of the gurus, most of the masters, most of the teachers. They became what they became not because they tried, but it just happened. But later they put their followers into a journey of purification, into a journey of concentration, into a journey of being with what they would call it, either the third eye or the navel or the thoughts or the breath. Nothing happens with any of this work that you do, including the mantras. The mantras don't free you. But this was not told to humanity by anyone. So in the current scenario, I take the risk of telling people that what you are doing is not serving you. It might give you some beautiful experiences now and then, but nothing more than that. It might give you an impression that you are spiritually making progress in your life, but truly you are not. It might give you the impression that you have the key to create your freedom, to create your liberation, to create your enlightenment, but truly you don't have. Neither Buddha's Eightfold Path is the key, nor Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga is the key, and anything else subsequently given, whether through our scriptures, or through other books, or through great ones, none of them are the key. There is no key. But when I say that, I take away the hope of people. I take away their dreams. And in a way, I am doing disservice to them. Because those who are suffering and those who have pain, the only thing that they have for them is their dream, that tomorrow a better day will come to them. Tomorrow they will be free. Tomorrow there will be no suffering. Tomorrow there will be no pain. But there will be no tomorrow. Because the whole existence goes against you and goes against humanity. I say this in spite of the fact that I am going against the norm, against the tradition, against the enlightened ones, against the scholars. But how can I do that? What gives me the strength to say that? The strength comes from my association with an individual who called himself God, whom I did not believe, but whom I decided to follow the instructions of. I did not believe because there was no way I could cross-check who he was. And look at you. You go and believe everything. You believe your gods. You haven't met them, you don't talk with them, you get no instructions from them, you read the scriptures and do what you are told to do. You do not challenge your God, but I challenge the God that came to me. And why do I have that power to do that? For only one reason. I want nothing from life. You want something from life. You want enlightenment. I don't even want enlightenment. I don't want peace. I don't want bliss. I don't want awareness. I don't want siddhis. I don't want anything that the world can give. Name, fame, money, success. That's my strength. And from that place of strength, I stand in equality to those who are way, way above me. So from that place of equality, I did not accept God, but I followed the will of God. My commitment was 100%, not because of my devotion or love. None of these were there, but because of my choice. I choose to follow the will of God in order to examine this one who calls himself God, what exactly would happen when all those things that I am doing are being done. I did not take on any proactive role. I did not show any enthusiasm or any passion. I just did that I was told to do and stepped back. But I closely examined the outcome of what I was doing. I had an ability to examine not only something within my five senses, but many things outside my five senses. So I not only examined the material world, I examined even the non-material world, the invisible world. And from that place of examination, I started noticing the shift that was happening. Because of what me and a group of people who chose to be with me, who chose to do the work of God, everything that they were doing. And it was only after 5 years, by that time I had come to know the King, the Creator, who imposed himself to be God or Paramatma, who imposed that he is the Supreme, but he is none. He says that I am kind, benevolent. He says that I am caring and loving. He is none of these. He writes the storyline of the humans, including my storyline that was written. And every storyline is laced with pain and suffering. Some people's pain and suffering is very obvious. Others' pain and suffering is very much suppressed. And that is why you need all kind of intoxications in order to escape those pain and suffering. That is why you need all kind of entertainments. That is why you need all kind of gambling, whether you do it in the stock market, whether you do it on the racetrack, whether you do it on the those Las Vegas tables. Every mechanism is an escapism. They call it the dopamine trip. Why do we need that? For only one reason. I don't want to get in touch with my pain and suffering. So to cut it short now, because if I keep talking, I really can go on for hours and hours and hours.